Thursday, July 17th. Market analysis stand early. Good afternoon. 1:52 p.m. California time. I try to make my recordings now between, say, 1 and 2. Earlier the better, but a little late today. Now, the stock market and index continue to act strong, much to my chagrin. I have been expecting, and I thought we had started a significant downside correction in the last couple of days. But with today's strength and the closing price being right around the previous rally high just a couple of days ago, this is a new high, a new historic high close, looking very bullish in general, I must say. Once we got above a resistance, which was on July 3rd, but overbought, the overbought condition got resolved by a very minor downside dip back to support, which held for over a week, including to yesterday's lows, popping back up very aggressively. And there is upside follow-through today. Now, this looks like a very strong, sharp rally could occur. I don't know how quick, but that's what it appears. But it's a very fragile situation. Not all of the indexes look as good as the E-mini. Let's keep looking. Strong close, kept on going, still waiting for a turn down, never happened. Spider, you would expect the same thing. Yes, new historic highs, very strong close considering, very close to overbought. Yes, we have divergences, new high in price over the last 2-3 weeks, and not in the indicator. That is a warning, but it's not happening yet. I don't see a reversal. I don't see a collapse. I thought it started yesterday, but it came back very strong. And then there was the upside follow-through again today. That's not particularly bearish. I just have been making excuses for the bearish move down, got a little bit of it, and it didn't have the follow-through as of yesterday's lows. Neutral to bullish here, but very, very cautious, and I will turn bearish awful quickly if need be. And that would be basically closing below yesterday's lows. And the 1-minute chart for the SPY, scooch it over here, just kept on going. All right, new high close on the QQQ. It is overbought again, not very badly, but overbought. You do have divergences that have developed. You do have reasons for a downside correction, but at this point, a nice correction is only going to get you back to the October or the December, January, February highs last year, and maybe a bit lower to close some gaps. So as this rally continues in general, you get further away from where I was looking to go down to at a minimum. Now it's maybe going to go down there at the maximum and turn back up. QQQ, 1-minute chart, it did flatten out toward the balance of most of the day, but it stayed there, a new high ground. No downside movement. Now, the NASDAQ is also in the same situation as you would expect. New highs, new historic highs, new high closes above everything, but just now getting a little overbought. This is not necessarily bad for markets that are bullish and getting overbought now and then on the way up. That's normal. Downside correction now looks like it's only going to be back to the lows of the last couple of weeks at this point. But that is the teeter-totter point, tipping point. If you start closing below the week's lows of the last couple of weeks, that's going to cause me to be a significantly more bearish real quickly. Next, 1-minute chart, just wouldn't quit. And the YM is an exception, along with the Russell. The YM is nowhere near the recent highs, which is still a bearish engulfing ER sell signal, and the only one that we got in the last few weeks, and it's still working. Interesting. So I need to have it turned down right away in order to keep working. But right now, it's looking like a little bit of a downward slanting channel for a couple of weeks, and those patterns are bullish patterns. They usually break out to the upside. 1-minute chart, firming up, not wanting to come back. And the Russell, just now getting up to closer the highs of the trend and extremely close to the high of a bearish engulfing a couple of days ago. This week wasn't the top of the market, but it was a profitable trade for a day, 1.5 days. But this bothers me. This really another rally like yesterday and or today, and we're going to be a new high ground and then bumping against resistance. Now, I am friendly. I'm bullish, even though the bearish engulfing happened, because we're too close to getting that high broken and popping in a new high ground, hitting a lot of buy stops. I'm not super bullish because there's so much resistance above the market. And there it goes on the 1-minute chart. We had a very nice short sale day trade a few days, 2 days ago, late in the day, and there's your trade line right there. Next, beans are holding again today. Yesterday, it touched a major trend line, got oversold, popped back a bit. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's a doji, but at least it's holding on to a little bit of strength. Soybean oil is doing the same thing, not dropping much more. Did not quite get oversold, but I need to see new highs. I need to see it hold the highs, and then we'll see what happens. Crude oil. Wait a minute, that wasn't soybean oil. What was that? Bonds? Yeah, that was notes. I'm sorry, notes are doing the same thing that bonds are doing. I was off. I'm sorry. Bonds, I think beans did something similar. Held the trend line, coming back. Notes, basically the same thing. Now, sorry about that. Crude, popping back up, still between a rock and a hard spot, so to speak. But the most important thing is the giant reversal we had on June 23. That worked out extremely well in two-day period of time. Not much has happened since. So I'm waiting for some new highs or lows or a signal. Next, the head and shoulder top in natural gas is still good. It's creeping slowly higher and higher. But again, it's not violating the rule about getting above or closing above the neckline. It's just simply getting closer. So the way I think of it is that the closer it gets to the neckline, the less risk there is to a short sale because your stop is supposed to be right above the neckline in general. My opinion. Next, heating oil. Fairly nice rally. Never got overbought or oversold. Probably going to pop up into new highs. Okay, this is about as much as I can tolerate from this bearish engulfing. I don't like it getting past the approximate middle of the range, and we're there now. We got there a couple days ago. So I'm expecting, but I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. I'm very skeptical about it. A low lower than yesterday's low and a close below yesterday's close. Sorry, below yesterday's low. Anytime. On the other hand, I got nothing to go on here. No bearish reversals. Only approaching a high of a couple of days ago. This looks like it could easily pop up a little bit more. So I'm confused about this. Cancel my statements. Gold. Rock in a hard spot. Been saying that for weeks. Silver. Popped in a new high ground. Came back to support very nicely. And look at this. Today we have a bullish engulfing right off of the support level. Just like the low of yesterday. Just a tiny bit lower than yesterday's lows. That gives it the lower low. We had a higher high. That gives it the bullish engulfing. This is about to make a new high again. This is actually acting very classically bullish at the point. Stop should be below today's lows at the lowest. Platinum. New high close. No surprise. I think I've made that kind of a mention of it. Well above the resistance level it stopped at a little while. This looks real bullish, frankly. We're still being pushed down by the bear trend line, which is very small and not that big a deal for the last week and a half-ish on copper. Mostly the support level is holding pretty well. That's why I'm expecting it to have another dip down. Usually these kind of flat bottom right triangles have the flat side broken. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back down to, say, 518-ish, 520. Soybeans. Good, another rally day. Up to resistance. Now here we have some proof of the pudding. Can it get above this resistance area that it is just kissing at the moment? Not overbought, oversold. It might. If it closes above this resistance area, then it could come all the way back up to, say, 1060, 70, 75. That would be something. That could turn out to be super bullish longer term. Next, soybean oil. Wow, great. Today, we have a new high close for the move. And today, we have a higher high than before. And I think the close is also above the previous highs. It looks like it. Classic bullish price action. Yes, it's oversold, but I'm looking for another day or two up to test resistance at 57.38. Maybe even get inside this range of 59 down to 57.40-ish. Wouldn't surprise me. Good for soybean oil. Coming along great. You know, the minimum upside objective I've been saying for a long time is 62.63-ish, 62.62. Next chart. Well, soybean meal is popping up a little bit, but it's got big problems. It's an oversold condition, so I'm not surprised of a little move up, but it's little. A doji, no reversals, got nothing to go on. If it rallies, it should stop basically at 293. That's a good rally, but not a long-term bull market type situation. So I can expect a rally. Maybe it's only going to be half of that. Could be pretty feeble. Next, we've got corn, and it managed to do nothing. Today's low is about the same as yesterday. Today's high is about the same as yesterday, closing a little bit lower on the day. Doji, I still have a gap to close a little higher, 413, up to the gap closure price would be about 17 and a quarter, 417 and a quarter. Then probably it's going to bang into the resistance and turn back down. Next, we got wheat. New low close for weeks and weeks. Looks like it's about to make new lows for the whole complete trend. Next, we got Shell. Normal candlestick chart, red, green, not my code. Didn't want to turn on for some reason. Okay, so dipping down a little bit more. Wouldn't be surprised if it would dip even a little bit more. Not too much to say. Between support and resistance at the moment. Same thing goes for a smaller price range in Apple. Little rally stopped where it stopped before almost. So far, a little support level at 207 area is holding. Doji today, not much to go on. A lot of support below the market. Very good. And some significant support above the market resistance. So we are, again, between a rock and a hard spot. And we'll go to Tesla. Trying to make some more upside progress, not particularly successful. Sort of, again, between a rock and a hard spot. Trading range situation. And finally, NVIDIA. Another new historic high. Watch out. Very overbought now at 86. I would never recommend a new long at these price levels given the circumstances. So I'm looking for a move back down to close a gap to at least 165.50, and that would start to happen any old time. Then we'll deal with the trend line. It's a fairly good trend line. And then we'll deal with other support areas as it drops off a little bit more maybe. But I'm still bullish intermediate to long term. No change in trend. It's just a little overbought. Next, E-mini. You know what I'm talking about. You guys have a great day and profitable trading to you.